Morning, everybody.
Good morning, Rabbi.
This week's Parsha is Parshas Vayigash, and in Parshas Vayigash, it talks about Josef is still not allowing Binyamin to go back home because he was the one that officially stole the goblet, and eventually he reveals himself to his brothers when he sees that they stood up to the test, and they all come back. They go tell their father that Yosef is alive, and he sends for Yaakov to come, for his father to come back down to Egypt, and they all come to Egypt. And it says, the pasuk says further, "Vayichalkel Yosef es echov." Yosef sustained his brothers, lechem lefi ataf, bread, each one according to what they need. Basically, he put them all on the payroll. So there's a pasuk in Tehillim, in Psalm 80, the second verse. In the end of the pasuk, it says, "Noiheg katzoin Yosef," which means to say, "Noiheg katzoin Yosef." He guides them like sheep, Yosef. So what does that mean? He guides them like sheep, like Yosef. So there are two interpretations of what that means. One is that he guides them like sheep, Yosef, that God guides the Jewish people like sheep, Yosef. Yosef means to say that the Jewish people are also called Yosef, even though the Jewish people are usually called the children of Jacob, the children of Israel. But here, there is one time that the Jewish people are referred to as Yosef. Why? Because Yosef sustained everybody during the hunger, so his name is carried over to the Jewish people because he kept everybody alive. That's one interpretation. Another interpretation, Nohe Katzon Yosef, that we're asking Hashem to guide us, to be a guide to us like sheep, like a shepherd to sheep, like Yosef was a guide, like Yosef did. What did Yosef do? Yosef was treated very poorly. Yosef was sold into slavery. That's an understatement, saying he was treated poorly. He was taken advantage of in a very, very extreme way. And he suffered tremendously. For 12 years, he was in prison. That's besides 20 years. He was ripped away from his family. He was ripped away from his country, ripped away from his rights for 22 years. You don't give up on that too quickly. You don't become someone's friend after that. Anything, they become your enemies. Nevertheless, Yosef did not hold it against his brothers, and he didn't pay them back with negativity. The only thing he did was, not only he stayed, at least maybe you would say, just stay away from them. I don't want to talk to you, don't talk to me. It says Yosef took care of his brothers. When they came down to Egypt, he gave them everything. So we're asking Hashem that even if we did not conduct ourselves properly, we did not do what we're supposed to do, we ask from you, Noye Katzon Yosef, be a shepherd to us like Yosef was to his brothers. Vayichalkel, he sustained everybody, even though there was a bad history behind it. So Hashem should help that with this story, it says also that we have to learn from this also. It's a story in the Torah. And the story comes to tell us that our job as Jewish people, that if we have somebody within our brothers and sisters that may have done something wrong to us, and we have every justification why we have to mark them off, remove them from our call list, remove them from our contacts. They shouldn't be your friend anymore on Facebook. And, and don't give them a thumbs up, you give them a thumbs down, right? So we can learn from Yosef that you should still do chesed for them, still do kindness for them. And when you do that, you're following in the ways of Yosef, but you're also bringing this upon yourself from God, that God should treat you the same way. If you can do that for somebody else, if you can do that despite the person did something negative to you, you could still be the good person. Hashem, you're eliciting this same thing from Hashem, that even if you did not do everything you have to do in your life, and you do not deserve what Hashem has to give you, or what you're asking for, Hashem says, listen, he doesn't deserve it, but look at him. He's doing the same thing in his life. I have to do the same thing back. So this is a way that we can draw down this blessing from Hashem on ourselves. So when you're doing something for somebody else, and the truth of the matter is, at the end of the day, you're also bringing that back, that positivity back on you. May we be zeicha to see that b'karev mamish. Amen.